Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics in Order, episode 132. This time I read Captain America and the Falcon, number 209. This is the first full appearance and origin of Arnim Zola. Now, I did not realize that Arnim Zola was this recent of a creation. I always assumed Arnim Zola came about... So this comic came out in 77. I assumed Arnim Zola was a creation of the 1960s. Probably Fantastic Four villain. So one of the benefits of reading my Marvel Comics collection in publishing date order is I get to learn this kind of stuff. So I don't have issue 208. I don't have the issue prior to this, which is Arnim Zola's first true appearance. But we open right where I'm assuming the last issue left off, and Cap has just encountered for the first time Arnim Zola. So this is Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby was on Captain America and the Falcon for, 20 or so issues. Back in 75, 6, 7, somewhere in that ballpark. I have a few more issues after this one. I have a few issues prior to this one as well that Jack Kirby did. I just don't have 208. But I was just listening to a podcast, and it was explaining Jack Kirby's return to Marvel Comics from 75 to 78, something like that. And when he came back to Marvel, part of the deal was he wanted to be left alone, and he wanted to be his own writer, editor, everything. And he got put on Captain America, and I guess this whole Captain America run was kind of considered, it's like its own independent solo universe, I guess. Jack Kirby universe of Captain America. It never really crossed over with any other Marvel titles. None of the other Marvel characters were brought in, really. Jack Kirby just did his own Captain America for a couple years. And that's pretty interesting, I thought. But it's pretty obvious that Arnim Zola would be a Jack Kirby creation, I think. Even though, like I said in the beginning, it seems to me like he would have been created for the Fantastic Four maybe back in the 1960s when Jack Kirby was first at Marvel. But I was wrong. And I was really surprised to find out that when I started reading this, I was like, I got to pull out my official handbook of the Marvel Universe and get ahead of Papa Rick on this one, because he's already gonna know. So I gotta do a little research to stay one step ahead of him. And Arnim Zola, first appearance, Captain America 208. And this is the only caricature in this issue of Marvel Universe drawn by Jack Kirby. Let's see, there's Arnim Zola. Jack Kirby, that's the only one. See, so this came out in 1983, 1982. So this was several years after Jack Kirby left Marvel again for the second time. So they must have just used a stock image, maybe. I doubt Jack Kirby came back just to draw this for this issue of Marvel Universe. Perhaps he did. See, that's where Papa Rick might have one up on me. Maybe he knows that. But I do not. I'm assuming they just used a stock image. I know that in these Marvel universes, Joe Rubinstein inked everything. Every penciler, basically, Joe Rubinstein inked every drawing in here. Every caricature of every character was inked by Joe Rubinstein. So that means that this was just some pencils that they had laying around of Arnim Zola, a design, maybe an early design sketch, and maybe Joseph Rubinstein finished it by inking it. I think Joe Rubinstein does an excellent job inking Kirby, personally. That looks really good. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So I was correct. According to the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, this was indeed the creation of Arnim Zola. He's also known as the Bio-Fanatic. I guess that was like kind of his supervillain name, but his real name is Arnim Zola. And I think I think over the years he's become known as Arnim Zola instead of the Bio-Fanatic. In the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, one of his aliases is listed as Bio-Fanatic, but his entry is titled Arnim Zola. So this one is kind of, since I don't have the issue before this, I'm not exactly sure what the situation is with Cap here and this woman. They're in South America, are they? I think I'm pretty sure they're in South America, and she, I believe, must be from there because she has kind of a Spanish sounding name, Donna Maria. But I mean, she's being very overly dramatic. I am frightened, because, well, Arnim Zola probably would scare you pretty bad. Plus, he has this doughboy character behind him, his creation, that can morph its body into anything Arnim Zola commands it to. So I understand her being afraid, but it's kind of some hokey kind of writing here, Jack Kirby. Yeah, and this issue is essentially just Cap getting introduced to this new nemesis just created for him by Jack Kirby, Arnim Zola. And it's pretty bizarre. See, this is Doughboy. He can fly. He engulfs everyone in his mass and takes off and folds into a ship. Now Sharon Carter is in the hospital recovering from something. I'm not sure what. Again, I missed the last issue or two, but a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent brings in a file 116 for her and needs her to help out with this. And apparently that's what Cap is working on as well. Apparently file 116 has something to do with Arnim Zola. But we've also got Falcon's girlfriend here hanging out. And that's about it for that little scene. Then we get back to inside of Doughboy with Cap and Arnim Zola. And we're traveling, but this is where, well, we're inside of this creature / spaceship, whatever. Arnim Zola gives his backstory. He's from the Swiss mountains. He was a biochemist, and he has possession of these ancient documents that were brought back from the Crusades, and they were stashed away safely inside Arnim Zola's castle in the Swiss mountains. And using that, he was able to create many types of new life, some of which he had to put down because they got out of control. And eventually he makes a new body for himself. I forget what his reason was. A stronger body, which would protect like he could move his brain to the center of the body. So essentially he killed his old body and transferred his mind to this new body that he designed. And it's a TV screen basically in his chest, which projects the image of his original face. On top of his head is this camera, whatever, that emits the control, like a cybernetic type control for Arnim Zola's creations, bio creations, and he can retract it down into his body. You see right here, Cap tries to grab it, but it's gone because he sucked it down into himself. We're getting a little bit of a tussle. Cap punches him so hard that the screen blanks out and his face has disappeared. But then he creates out of the body of Doughboy, he creates this superhuman android type thing called Primus. Favorite band of mine from the 1990s, Primus. Anybody else out there like Primus? Then we have a flash to Falcon, and he is in South America as well. and he's discovered this giant bird's nest. And we don't get to see the bird. We see the shadow of it covering him up, and he chases it, but we never get to see it. But the bird knocks some stones down on the Falcon, and that's kind of the cliffhanger we leave him on. And then we come back here to this fight between Cap and Primus, and Cap gets knocked out, and Primus wants to take Donna Maria as his own. And yeah, that's the cliffhanger. Arnim Zola triumphant. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like I said, I didn't think Arnim Zola was a recent creation. Recent in 1977, I should clarify. But yeah, he is. So there you go. Captain America and the Falcon, number 209, the May 1977 issue. Anybody else have this Kirby run of Captain America and the Falcon? It's pretty bizarre. It's got some interesting moments in it. Like I said, I don't have all of the issues, but the ones that I do have, they're interesting to say the least. And if it's true that it was its own little like pocket universe of just Jack Kirby writing, editing it himself, and excluding the rest of the Marvel universe, that would make sense. But then again, after Jack Kirby left, I believe they folded all this stuff into continuity. I believe. I mean, Arnim Zola is still a character, I believe, in Marvel. So I don't know how they work that out, but maybe we'll figure it out as we continue reading my Marvel Comics collection in publishing date order. Anybody else out there a big Captain America fan, a Jack Kirby fan, an Arnim Zola fan? Let me know in the comments, or share this video with any other old nerd out there you think would like it. And like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.